And we are back with another episode of Outer Worlds. Continuing where last episode left off. Ada said something about the Vicar and Felix fighting. Where is where and who is who?
Young Millstone, you look pensive.
I don't know what that means, but I've been thinking. It ain't easy carrying a torch for the Rangers.
I understand. The Rangers' victories are your victories. Their defeats are likewise crushing.
You serious? Wow, Max. Never expected you to understand.
This may come as a surprise to you, Felix, but I understand what it is to be a fan.
That's so. You know something? Maybe I was wrong about you.
To be a fan is to cultivate a mental disorder. You're living vicariously through a tossball team.
Nah, I was right the first time. You're a git, Max.
Good to see you, boss.
Okay, never mind. I thought I was having this conversation.
Yes, you caught me ruminating again. Guilty as charged. What's occupying your thoughts?
Okie dokie. What's your story?
Nothing too out of the ordinary. Just your run-of-the-mill vicar with a violently enthusiastic disposition. That's what my parents called it. I grew up in a pit of a town, much like Edgewater. I was destined to be a laborer like my parents, but I was infected early with a need to solve the equation. My passion didn't sit well with them.
Okie dokie.
My parents, ironically. They internalized the precepts of scientism like no one I've ever known. They had a pure faith. A faith that brought joy to them regardless of the situation. I envied that. I wanted that peace. I thought if I became a vicar, I could find it. Or at the very least, find out why I lacked it. They thought I was fighting the plan, should have accepted my lot. Some people pursue the clergy for power, prestige, but that was not me. The simple version is this. The force which we call the Grand Architect created the universal equation that underlies and defines everything in the universe. Everything flows from the equation, or in layman's terms, the grand plan. Is the Grand Architect a consciousness? A natural force? Did it create the equation on purpose? The answers to these questions don't really matter. The equation, the plan, is all that matters. Contentment is found by accepting one's role in the plan.
Cuckoo.
The plan is not one rigid path. There are a variety of multitudes contained within it. Our paths have variance, but we'll end up adhering to it, whether we like it or not. Some choices make the path smoother, some rougher. You can even go outside the lines, but the further outside you go, it's like an unbreakable elastic band. It will only stretch so far before it snaps back. The further it is stretched, the more violent the eventual correction.
Seems quite trusting of you to just sign on without knowing anything about me.
I have run headlong into too many walls in my pursuit of the truth. This book is my last hope. And you were my only hope of getting it translated.
What if the book doesn't have the answers you're looking for?
I honestly don't know what I'd do. This quest has consumed me for the better part of my life. I fear there's nothing else left to me. What about you? What's your story?
I was a colonist on the Hope.
And how did he do that?
He stole my body from the Hope at the edge of the colony and thawed me out.
Well, you do seem different than every other colonist. Let's pretend for the moment I believe you. What are you going to do now?
I'm helping him recover more of the chemicals he needs to save the rest of the colonists.
That seems a dangerous proposition. Why risk your life now that it's been returned to you?
My friends are on the Hope.
Oh, I see. You have my condolences.
Wanted to ask about that book. Does it have something to do with your religion?
Bakonu, the author, had some interesting theories about man's perception of reality that I thought could be applied to our attempts to decipher the plan. Unfortunately, he was also one of the founders of the Philosophist school of thought, so the book is banned in this colony.
Oh, a vicar searching for a banned book sets a bad example, doesn't it?
The story of my life. Most lay people are not aware of this, but we've not discovered any new insights into the plan for a long, long time. I had an idea that we should welcome the truth, no matter where we found it. I had the worse idea to share my thoughts with a superior. And that's how I ended up assigned prison duty, where I was fool enough to let an inmate bend my ear with stories of an original Bakonu journal.
You mentioned something called a philosophist. What's that?
Philosophism's a false religion that stands in contradiction to almost everything we know to be true. They believe all is chaos, in stark contrast to OSI's belief in the plan. But most of the philosophist perversion of Bakonu's thoughts came more than a century after his death.
Any ideas where we can find someone who speaks French in this colony?
I've been thinking on that. There's a former infamous philosopher scholar who fled Terra 2 some years ago. He's an expert on Bakonu. He's also who told me of the journal's presence in Emerald Vale. If anyone in this colony could translate that book, it would be him.
Sounds like a good lead, but where do we find him?
That's a good question. We should start on the Groundbreaker. It's where I'd go if I wanted to get off Terra 2. Great place to pick up a ride to Hephaestus, Scylla, even Monarch. All I need is access to a data cartridge from the security terminal. Their easily hackable system keeps a registry of all crew manifests for both arrivals and departures.
How is it that a simple vicar happens to be such a highly skilled hacker?
Before I transferred to Edgewater, I had a wealth of time to develop certain, secular skills during my years serving a particular penitentiary flock. I meditated, led sermons, provided guidance to the inmates as needed, of course. I also played prison yard tossball and taught myself a bit about computronic security systems.
Sounds good. Let's go.
Thank you, Captain.
I'm going to fix my weapons and then talk to Vardy, and then we'll go.
Watch your step, Captain. The floor is wet. Sam recently mopped in here.
Vardy? What's up, Vardy?
You think I could hire myself out to ships in need someday? Be my own mechanic, like how Ellie's her own doctor? I wonder sometimes.
Okay. Let's bounce. Let's go to Groundbreaker. Let's get it done.
Destination reached. The Groundbreaker.
Who's coming with me, folks? Guess we're still taking the boys. Let's go. Terror on Monarch. 12 amazing episodes. Okie dokie. boys.
You see we had a conveyor pull in?
Okie dokie. They have not loaded in. I bought them all. It's a space axe. Now I'm broke. Now I have money.
This is it. Security. I can check the departures registry to find out which crew the Scholar shipped in and out with. Impressive, as always. There it is. Just yank the drive, and I'll do the rest. Now that we have the data cartridge, I can finally find out where that Scholar I'm looking for ended up.
Well, now I've got... I've got a load to do. Okie dokie. There we go. Rebellion. Vicar Max. Let's go see Dr. Dorset.
Rhythms knock you out, boss.
There, now they've loaded in.
Were I a gambling woman, I'd wager you're responsible for my mechanical safe return. I can't thank you enough.
You're welcome.
Keep hanging around and I'll begin to think you're here for me. What can I do for you?
Nothing for now.
You have yourself a day then.
Got it. His name is Reginald Cheney, and he joined a sublight salvage crew. Only he's not listed on the return manifest. Must have made landfall somewhere he wasn't supposed to. Ah, yes. Here. There's a domicile on Monarch in Fallbrook, rented to the same bit card he used to buy his seat on the salvage ship. I should have guessed. What better place to lay low if you wish to avoid the authorities?
You hesitated there, Vicar. What aren't you telling me?
Oh, it's nothing. I suppose I really didn't have much faith in actually finding him. Was a bit of a long shot, wasn't it?
This all seems awfully convenient.
I admit it was a bit of a long shot, but when you've spent as many hours as I have in contemplation of the universe's secrets, you sometimes get a sense for these things.
Sounds good. Let's go. What are you trying to... Yes, I know about the inhaler. There's more? What are you looking for? Fabricate journal. The empty man tracked down this man. He's on. But we need to go back to Gladys, so...
This is Halcyon News. We interrupt your regularly scheduled advertisement for the following story.
Gracious. I was just sitting down for tea.
I investigated that distress call.
What's that? Speak up now. What'd you turn up? Peaches and cream, if that isn't the most handsome bit of lethal engineering I've seen all week. That'll go for a tidy sum of bits.
I acquired some research on Raptidon Musk, but I found another buyer.
A shame you didn't visit old Gladys first. That would have fetched a good price. I may have thrown in a batch of my famous sugar cookies just to sweeten the deal. If Auntie Cleo's exporting wraps from Monarch, golly me, someone's going to be in the soup when they get caught.
I found a toothpaste formula, but then I unfound it.
Well, that's just swell, sweetheart. Good for you. Are you positive? Honest to goodness? Can't say I wasn't hoping for more, but I suppose it can't be helped. Law bless you for doing the legwork, sweetie. Don't forget your pal Gladys now. You can come visit anytime.
So my engineer's looking for some deep cleansing.
I think I got just the thing, my dear. A few years back, Auntie Cleo's put out a home makeover kit, and I snagged a couple for myself. High-grade shampoo and conditioner, scrubby brush, a nice lotion, that sort of thing. I still got 'em, too. Most folk don't got the time, or bathtubs for such, me included. I'll let you have one on clearance. You want rosish, mock apple and cinnamon, or refurbished ship? I'll just wrap that up for you, since it's for a special occasion.
Thanks, Gladys.
If you're here for this week's... Yes, dear. Which offer were you interested in? You could always try your hand at landing in Cascadia, if you're interested in dying.
God.
Landing pad on Monarch. You don't need a nav key to access it, so it's got that going for it. But it's also kilometers away from Stellar Bay, and the Monarch wilds ain't exactly safe. Pick your poison. Marauders, wild beasts, acid lakes, bottomless sinkholes. If you're looking to die, Cascadia's happy to oblige.
Great.
Might be best too, yes. Suit yourself. Any...
Quietly now.
Damn it.
This is Halcyon News. We interrupt your regularly scheduled advertisement for the following story.
God damn it. How am I supposed to hack people? / steal stuff when they're looking? Guys, close the fucking door. But... do I only get to use it once? Was it a one-time go? I'll do it again. God damn it. Let me go get my engineer.
Rizzo Spectrum Bot out across the rainbow.
Crew members Ellie and Max are engaged in a heated discussion in the kitchen.
Oh, God. Fuck me, Ada. Just fuck me.
Hey, Max.
What?
You really think we all have a purpose? That everything happens for a reason?
It's not really that simple, but yes, fine. Anything else?
If that's the case, is it my purpose to annoy you, or yours to be annoyed by me?
Go away.
You can't deny fate, Vicar.
Okay, Vardy. And then Sam. Alright, now let's go back outside and take Vardy. The girls get the armor and the guys get the cool clothes. That's how life is done. And the game crashed.